Yo, we just people from the north side. Once and Timmy's at the shore fine. Winter ready on the four ties. Heavy traffic during 4-5. Gotta hustle on your own time. Color people every port side. We just people from the north side.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy George Mackay, also color commentator for FPW, that's Frantic Pro Wrestling, and I am joined with my cohort, my commentary partner for FPW, the play-by-play man himself, the one and only Uncle Bobby B.
Ahoy, hoy. What's going on?
What's going on is we are literally 6 days, 6 days, 7 days, 6 days, 6 days, 6 days away, recording 5 days away from the show when this drops, from Frantic Pro's next show called Deck the Halls, and it is taking place. There have been many a change on this card thus far, but it is taking place in Washago. I hope I'm saying that right. Washago, and it's at 4361 Hamilton Street, Washago, Ontario. Just a little bit past Aurelia, from what I understand. You stay on the highway, and Washago is a one-street town that you cannot miss, apparently, from what I've been told from Curtis Awesome, our head honcho and promoter extraordinaire. Now, this match has 4 matches that I'm aware of. There may be a 5th one sprinkled in. I'm not 100% sure. He always likes to throw in a little bit of a surprise here and there. I definitely want to talk about Gilmet and what his reasoning was at the last show and what he did there. So I guess that's a good place to start. Gilmet made a surprise debut. Our fearless leader was furious at the last show, Trick or Blood, and Gilmet seemed to be recruiting some of the roster early on from Frantic Pro, making its debut show, and Gilmet already trying to be the virus to take the entire roster away from Curtis Awesome, so it seems. Bobby, you were there. We were in shock. What were your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, Gilmet normally a real nice guy, but he was not nice that night. And
Dick. He's a dick.
yeah, I'm interested to see what his end game is here, like what he's trying to do, because he's causing chaos within the roster, and that's no good.
No, if you have an unsettled locker room, you've essentially got Vince McMahon on your hands. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So I think that's a fair reasoning to say. I was gonna take a sip of coffee and I'm out. I'm out of coffee because I had to do an update on my computer. Before we started recording, Bobby sounded like the talk boy from Home Alone 2. It was great. Peter McAllister, the father.
Your fault.
Yeah, it was. I totally did do the update. I owned it. I owned it, and I apologize. And you said you were cool. Now you're just going to throw me under the bus like that?
Mhm.
Prick. All right. Next match on the first match on the card I want to discuss is a tag match. It's a tag match for the number 1 contendership for Empire's tag titles, which they won under finicky circumstances, shall we say, at Trick or Blood. But they will be taking on either the winners of Carnage, who are versing Robbie Hollywood and Jay Blast. But in terms of this match, Bobby and I, not really knowing too much about these teams, I'm just going to say this. Whoever wins this match and is the number 1 contender for Empire's tag titles, gentlemen, good luck. You're going to need it. Because Matt Grant and JT Kirk are 2 people you do not want to fuck with in a wrestling ring. They will decimate you with smiles of glee on their faces. Since we're in the Christmas show, we might as well do a Christmas tango, if you will. What do you got on this one? I mean, again, we don't know too much about it. I don't know if I could pick a winner just based slowly off of names because I don't know too much about these teams. I'm going to go with Carnage because if you're Carnage, you might be able to take down the Empire. I mean, maybe that's my guesstimation. Bob, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, like I again not familiar with any of these performers, these wrestlers, but so you can't really pick a winner. But I'm interested to see what they're going to bring to the table, who's going to challenge Empire, and like you say, it's gonna be difficult for them. They're not going to have an easy time trying to pry those titles out of the hands of Grant and Kirk.
Absolutely. One of the most decorated tag teams in Ontario pro wrestling current history, anyways. I will say that for sure. Empire has won tag gold almost every promotion they've been at, and for them to debut and win the tag gold here at Frantic Pro, not a surprise. Next match of the card, we got Matt Sparkle taking on Maria Belmont, 1/3 of TFC. That's total fucking chaos. We saw her at the last show. Uh, she had a rough go. That triple threat tag match was not easy for her. She was outnumbered. She was outgunned. She was out. I don't want to say outclassed, but she was decimated. She was beat down pretty damn brutally in that match. And I get it. It probably wasn't what she was expecting. Didn't have enough time to really prepare. but she did the best she could. She had some bright spots, just couldn't get it done on that night. But she takes on Matt Sparkle, who, again, I apologize for the name earlier. Matt Sparkle making his Frantic Pro Wrestling debut. Bobby, looking at these two, what do you got?
Well, not familiar with Matt Sparkle. I'm presuming he's more of a newcomer on the scene, or I just haven't caught his work yet. Seen Maria Belmont work; she can go. As you say, all of TFC had a rough go, minus that Kyle, but they had a bit of a rough go at the last show. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
be interesting to see her making a competitive debut against Matt Sparkle, and I'll be interested to see what Matt Sparkle's going to do, if he's sparkly or if he's not.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you think that TFC will join Maria out to the ring?
Yeah, generally where one goes, they all go. So I'm expecting to see probably Will Carroll and Kyle out there.
Right on, right on. I'm gonna go with you in this one. I've seen Maria Belmont. She's pretty impressive. Don't know much about Mr. Sparkle, but I will say this. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this matchup. I think this one will be fun. This one will be exciting. This one will be entertaining, and that's what pro wrestling is all about. But based off of what I've seen so far, I got to go with Maria Belmont as well on this one. So I think that's a fair assessment that we both made on that based off of what we know. Next match on the card. How about this? Jesse Amato versus Death Wish Aiden Prince. Bloodstain versus Death Wish. You gotta love it. But this one's special. This is a fans bring the presents match. That's right. Fans, you want a weapon to be used? You want something bloody to be entangled in this match? Well, bring it. Design it. Make it. That's what Christmas is all about. Homemade gifts are the best, and when they inflict pain, they are so much more better. I will say that. So much more better. This could be a mismatch. Think about the presents that people could make. People get very creative, especially around the holidays. Wouldn't it be amazing to see like a barbed wire egg beater or like a maybe a razor blade cookie cutter? I mean, there's some amazing things that people can make when they put their minds to it. I mean, I wish people could use it more for good than evil, but in this case, this is good, evil fun. I love it. I absolutely love it. And these two are no strangers to high flying, high bleeding, just fisticuffs of fury matchups, and these two are no strangers to each other. Well, I'm going to take a shot on this one. Bloodstain Hurricane, I know his work very, very well, but I knew at the last show that Kyle had something to prove, and I was right. That Kyle did win the Blood on the Fur Championship. He is our inaugural champion for that. But that's what Shada Prince, man. I haven't seen the guy in a bit, but I know he's always hungry, always looking for a fight. This one's going to be hard, but if I have to go with my gut over my heart, I'm going to go with the Bloodstained Hurricane just because of experience. I know people thought, oh, he's going to go with Aiden Prince. I'm not saying Prince can't go down in a deathmatch type of fight, but Jesse Amato does have the experience factor for that, and for that alone, I'm picking the Bloodstained Hurricane for the win.
All right. Well, I did work with a show with Aiden last month, and he had a real rough match with Tyler Thomas. Like they went hard on each other. So just having seen what Aiden is capable of lately, and Jesse Amato didn't emerge victorious against that Kyle in the last match. I'm gonna go with Death Wish. I'm going with Princey on this one.
Nice. I like it. I like it. We're agreed upon on the first two. We're divided on this one, which is okay because opinions, everyone has them. Yours tend to be wrong, as we clearly saw from the last show. But let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. And our final match, our main event of the evening. This is only a 4-match card, like I said. Could be a 5-match. We're not 100% sure. Curtis Awesome does love to sprinkle in a little bit of excitement and surprises for his shows, so we'll have to wait and see. But how about this? The Wanderer, Wade Allen, taking on that Kyle for the Blood on the Fur Championship. That Kyle has the belt in hand now. Last show, the belts were mysteriously, I guess, either stolen or delayed, but we got him now. He's been presented with it by Curtis Awesome. And I was impressed by his showing at the last show. Him and Jesse Amato had one hell of a match for the ages. I learned a lot about things that night. I learned a lot about fillet knives from a great chef that was in the audience. He taught me a lot about the different types of knives and what they can do to the human body, which is oddly weird. I don't know if I'd ever want to eat at his restaurant, considering he knows exactly what to do, kind of like Dexter. But hey, it is what it is. But Wade Allen, you got a man who's probably triple the size of that Kyle with a meaner streak that you do not want to see. Wade Allen is a guy I would never want to meet in an alleyway, an elevator, a hallway, or any type of area where there's not at least 3 to 4 exits minimum. So yeah, in terms of, I wouldn't even want to ride to a show with Wade Allen. I mean, could you imagine what the fuck would happen if you're riding in a car with Wade Allen, he gets cut off, and he can't reach the person in the other car, so he takes his anger and frustration out on you? Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Full disclosure here, like Wade's a friend, and Wade's pretty. He's actually a very very relaxed guy, but when he gets angry,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, like I would be counting on Kyle to be getting pounced at some point and potentially just like right out of the ring.
Yeah.
Wade's a big dude, and when he throws his weight around, you feel it. Yeah,
For
like
weeks after.
yeah,
You don't just feel it
deceptively
that moment, you feel it for weeks after.
deceptively quick for his size too, like kind of Yokozuna-ish, in that you might think he's going to move a little more sluggishly than he does, but he's got some deceptive agility. So yeah, Kyle might have his work cut out for him with this one.
Okay, so looking at that and knowing that, I mean, again, like I wasn't saying anything rude about that. You reiterated everything that I said about Wade Allen, just in a more friendship tone. But again, like I said, if Wade Allen were to get angry, that's why I said, imagine driving to a show, he gets cut off, he gets angry, you're the only person in sight, you're in trouble. That's just it, flat out. But out of the ring, probably a sweetheart, a teddy bear. But regardless, inside the ring is what we're talking about, and inside that ring, nobody is angrier or meaner than Wanderer Wade Allen. Plain and simple. So looking at that, Kyle, as his first title defense, he's going up against that man, that behemoth of a human being. What do you got, Bobby?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Wade on this one. I mean, Kyle's probably gonna have TFC out there doing what they do and maybe causing some distractions, but it's gonna be a challenge for him to put Wade Allen down for a 3 count. So we're gonna see what happens.
100%. I couldn't agree.
Go with Wade.
I couldn't agree more with your thought process, but I'm going to disagree with your pick. I'm going to choose that Kyle. He is the reigning defending Blood on the Fur championship. I don't see him losing that title first defense out the gate. I just don't. I think TFC will be a factor in that match for sure. Causing a distraction or not, a win's a win. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. It just matters if you get the 3 count, the 1, the 2, the 3. That's it, plain and simple. And speaking of that, plain and simple, that's it for this one. All of 15 minutes, maybe less, because it's a short, sweet, simple show to get you right ready for the holidays. Come to our show. You'll see that Kyle's green hair, probably doused in red blood. It'll be the colors of the season. It'll be magic, ladies and gentlemen. Magic. Tickets still on sale. Again, the address for the show is, sorry, I got to find my notes here, 4361 Hamilton Street in Washago, Ontario, just a little bit past Aurelia. So snow pending, this show will happen, and we're going to deck the halls with all kinds of blood. That's what we do at Frantic Pro Wrestling. As always, I'm your host, your boy, and your color commentator, oh so sweetly on the microphone, George Mackay, joined by the Grinch himself, Uncle Bobby B.
Peace out. Enjoy. We're going to see you there.
See you there, guys. Bye.
We just people from the north side. Once the Timmy's hit the shore fine. Winter ready on the full ties. Heavy traffic during 4-5. Gotta hustle on the own time. Color people every port side. We just people from the north side.